Here we are going to measure the correlation between hours of study and score by calculating Pearson's product moment coefficient, called R. Hours of score per week, we can label it X, which will be the independent variable, and score labeled Y is the dependent variable. And here is the Pearson's product moment coefficient formula. It has 6 numbers to be calculated before we can actually begin to evaluate the R itself. We have the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, 6 numbers. Okay, and we can reduce those 6 numbers to 3 numbers. A would be the first minus the second, B would be the third minus the fourth, and C would be the fifth minus the sixth. So let's start with the first number. To do this, we're going to use Excel as some help, and here we have the values listed already. So we have to find the first number, which says that n times the sum of xy. So we know we have to start from the right first. We must find xy first. Okay, so we can label this column xy, okay, which is equal to x times y. The first x is in A2 times the first y is in B2. So here's our first xy, 9 times 30, 270. To get the rest of the xy's, we go back to C2 and double click on the green rectangle on the lower right corner. And this is all these are all the xy's. And now to find the sum of the xy's, we simply type equal sum, and we activate the sum function by double clicking, and we indicate to Excel to sum C2 to C8, and this is the sum of xy. Okay, we can increase this in boldness. Okay, increase this a little bit. Here we are going to include the values, the 6 numbers. We're going to type in the 6 numbers here. Yes. And here also. Okay. And more values to facilitate the formula. So the first number is n times the sum of xy. Okay, so we have found the sum of xy. What we need to do is multiply it by n. N is the number of pairs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we just type here, we indicate to Excel that we want to put the sum of xy here. Okay, let's increase this a little bit. So we just type equal, that's 7 times C9. Okay, so here is n times the sum of xy. Okay, now the second number says the sum of x times the sum of y. So here we have the x's. To find the sum of x, we just type equal sum, activate the sum function A2 to A8, enter. Here's the sum of x. We can drag the sum formula on the y, and this is the sum of x, and here's the sum of y. So here we are going to calculate the sum of x times the sum of y equal. So Excel is going to do this for us here. So we just type equal, the sum of x is in A9 times the sum of y is in B9, enter. So here's the sum of x times the sum of y. We are going to the third number. We start from the right. We have to find the x squareds first before we sum and then multiply by n. So we create a column called x squared, x raised to the power of 2. And the first x squared is 9 times 9. Okay, so we indicate to Excel to do that for us. So we type equal to square A2 raised to the power of 2, enter. And here we have 81. To find the other x squareds, we just double click on this green rectangle. And here are the x squareds. To sum this, we just carry the sum function right here. Right, so this value here, 8951, is the sum of x squared. So now we have to multiply this by n. So we type here n times the sum of x raised to the power of 2 equal. Let's indicate to Excel to do that for us here. So we just type equal 7 times, yes, because n is 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pairs. And the sum of x squared is in D9 multiply. So here we have it, n times the sum of x squared. We are going to the fourth number, which is the sum of x all squared. We must do what's in the bracket first. So we have to square the sum of x, but we have already found the sum of x, which is in A9. So all we need to do is to square A9. So here we open a bracket and we type the sum of x, close bracket, all squared, equal. So let Excel do that there for us. So we just type equal. The sum of x, that's A9, all squared, enter. So that's the sum of x all squared. Now here we have y squared, sum of the y squared multiplied by n. So we need to find y squared first before we sum and then multiply by 7. So we just type equal. The first y is in B2. So we just click on B2 and raise to the power of 2. That's 30 squared. That will give us 900. And when we go back here and we double click here, right? And then these are all the y squared. And we want to sum this. So we just drag the sum formula beneath these values in E9. And this is the sum of y squared. So we have to multiply the sum of y squared by n. Sum of y all squared, n times the sum of y squared. And we're going to do that here. So that's equal n is 7 times the sum of y squared is in E9. Click on E9, enter. And here is the sum of y squared times n times 7. And the sixth number is the sum of y all squared. Now we have found the sum of y is in B9 already. So we can type here open bracket sum of y, close bracket all squared, equal. So here we're going to tell Excel to square B9. That's where the sum of y is. Sum of y all squared. Okay. So you just carry the sum of y because I did not tell Excel to square. Right? Shift 6. That will give us the power of 2. Power, and then we just type 2, which is b to the 9 to the raised to the power of 2. Now Excel has squared, all right, B9. Now these are 6 numbers, so we can reduce those 6 numbers to 3 numbers, A, B, and C. Let's call them A, B, and C. All right, A, B, and C. And clearly, you can see that A now is equal to the first number subtract the second number. Okay, so A is equal to the first number is in B11, B11 subtract the second number, which is the sum of x times the sum of y, which is in B12, and in here is A. Okay, B is the third number subtract the fourth number. Okay, so we just type equal. The third number is in B13, subtract the fourth number, which is in B14. Okay, enter, and here is B. C is the fifth number, subtract the sixth number. So we just type equal. The fifth number is in B15, subtract the sixth number is in B16. And here are the 3 numbers. But we can reduce those 3 numbers because even further, because we need to multiply B by C. So we can do that right here. We can call this BC is equal to. Okay, we can call this BC is equal to. All right. Because the formula says we have to calculate BC. We have to multiply B by C. So let's just do that there is equal to B is in D12 times C is in D13. All right, BC. But then we have to square root BC. So we can do that right there one time. The square root of BC, okay, equal. Yes. We can do that right there. Let's increase the width of this. Okay. So you can just type equal SQRT, activate the square root formula, and we want to square root this value there. This is BC. Bam. Here's the square root of BC. And finally, we have to divide A by the square root of BC, and that will give us R. R is equal to A, which is in D11, divided by the square root of BC, which is in D15. And here it is. Okay, we can go even further by actually using Excel itself to verify the validity of this value to see if it is correct, if it is accurate. Okay, we can use Excel to do that for us. All right, by actually using the formula embedded in Excel itself. Agreed? We can color code this to indicate that's a verification number. We indicate to Excel that's why we want it to do it for us. And then we go to home, we go to insert, we go to formulas. All right. So you go to formulas, you go to function library, and you go to insert function. Make sure it's insert function, and you see in Pearson right there. Then you click OK. Okay. Then you go to the first array, is in A, starting from A2 to A8. Here they are. The second array of numbers, that's the dependent variable, that's the Y, that's score from B2 to B8. And here it is, automatically calculated, 0.98, okay, 319, okay. Can increase this in size to indicate to Excel, all right, that it has verified this value for us. And here you have it, Excel, manually using Excel and automatically using the formula built in Excel. Pearson's product moment to measure the correlation between two variables.